Hello, my friends. I've had a crazy couple of weeks trying to figure out where Eric and I are gonna get married. And I figured why not put all of that time and research to good use and make a video about it. So let's talk about some wedding venues. I will say, at the time of filming this video, we have picked a venue, hallelujah, because it was stressing me out. Places are booked up to 2025 and 2026, and we want to get married next year. I do not recommend this whole process, really. Elope. So first, here was our criteria. Number 1, affordable, aka we don't have to sell the rights to our firstborn child in order to get married here. 2, has an outdoorsy nature feel. 3, fall 2024 availability. 4, accommodates 100 guests. And 5, near our hometown. This seems like a pretty chill list, right? Maybe because we were limited to finding something near our somewhat rural hometown, but man, things were always so expensive. I was Googling like it was my full-time job. I have a whole spreadsheet to track all the places I was looking at with photos and prices and what they include. Literally, there was one place that was like, all that's included are the beautiful views and the tables and chairs for $10,000. Anything else is elevated or luxury, and it's $25,000. Those are the real numbers. But after much agonizing research, we did end up touring 4 different venues. First up was Winridge Manor, which is a Southern Greek Revival manor. What stuck out here for us is that they had a big walnut tree we could get married under, views of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and a covered reception area. It's the one closest to home, which is a plus, and you can rent out the manor for the bridal party to stay in, another plus. And their all-inclusive package includes a wedding planner, flowers, cake, DJ, and photography. All very enticing. The cons here were really just that it felt kind of cookie cutter, and I wasn't super in love with the reception area. It was pretty, but it just didn't feel like Caitlin, you know? Our second tour took us to Lovingston Winery, which is a farmhouse and winery in Nelson County, Virginia. Eric and I loved this one. It honestly reminded me the most of the family farm I grew up visiting, which is always where I kind of imagined I'd get married. But it had this beautiful barn for the reception, again, a walnut tree we could get married under with mountain views as the backdrop, and the farmhouse and cabin were included as part of the rental to create a real wedding weekend. Plus, they had the best looking bridal suite of anywhere we toured, and Eric especially wanted to try the shower because it has 3 different shower heads. Water coming at you from all directions. But the cons were that it was kind of expensive for what it was. Essentially just the venue and lodging. No setup, cleanup, coordinator, or anything. So then we toured Sorella Farms for our third venue. This one was a good blend of the rustic setting of Lovingston Winery with the all-inclusive package of Winridge. It featured a gorgeous Amish barn for the reception and probably my favorite ceremony spot called The Woods. And it is just that, a little stage surrounded by trees. I did actually get chills when we were touring that ceremony spot, and the guide was talking about how they opened the barn doors set between 2 trees at the start of the aisle to reveal the bride and how dramatic it is. The cons here are really that it's probably the farthest out, about 45 minutes from home, and that the ceremony and reception are pretty far apart. The venue would provide golf carts, so that would be good, especially because I have some older family that trekking through the woods is not really the best for them. Also, the bridal suite is this kind of peachy color that I wasn't super in love with. Lastly, our 4th and final tour was with Glencliff Manor, another manor house, this one covered in ivy and surrounded by huge trees and beautifully manicured gardens. Whereas the last 2 especially, had more of a rustic feel, this one felt much more like a fairyland. There were string lights everywhere and just so much greenery and flowers. The ceremony would happen in front of a vine-covered pergola. There were crystal chandeliers hanging from the tree branches, and they have an on-staff wedding coordinator who would work with your budget and their vendors to make a custom inclusive wedding plan. The cons here are that it was the only venue we saw without a covered reception space, which made me nervous because of the potential for rain. But I will say, after seeing it, it doesn't feel uncovered because the trees are so big and basically create a canopy over everything. We left the last tour being like, really, we could see ourselves getting married in any of these places. But we also kind of knew which way we were both leaning. And after thinking over it for a few days, we booked our venue for September 2024. Woo! So I'm not going to tell you which venue we chose yet. I kind of want to see 1, what was your favorite venue? And 2, which one do you think we chose? Let me know in the comments. I think after seeing all of them and knowing like my personality and aesthetic, it makes sense which one we chose, but we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, Merry Vlogmas. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Christmas, just like the one.